Elvis Duran.
Elvis Duran and the Morning Show is a consistent ratings winner.
I don't mean to brag, but we got a lot of listeners.
Elvis Duran.
It's Elvis Duran and the Morning Show.
Ain't my fault that I'm out here making news. Time to put it in a proof. Gotta blame it on my juice.
This is the weirdest show.
You do have a great show, and it's hugely popular.
Blame it on my juice. Blame it on my juice.
Elvis Duran and the Morning Show.
Yeah, it is. Hi. It is Wednesday. It is Wednesday, April 16th. Gosh, is this week number 2 of the week just kind of crawling slowly?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
That's so weird. 2 in a row? I don't know. Well, good morning, Danielle.
Morning.
Hi, Gandhi.
Hello.
Hello, Scary.
Hi.
Producer Sam, hi.
Good morning.
Buenos dias, Senor Nate. There's Scotty B.
Good morning.
I see Diamond. I see Garrett's rolling around. Where's Andrew? Does he come to work anymore?
No, not this early.
Scotty.
I think he's on his way in.
What is that like? Well, why don't you track him? Track him.
I can't.
It's so weird.
Look, he's moving in Jersey City, so he is
Oh,
on
he's
the
moving?
way. Yes.
So he's on his way somewhere. Anyway, welcome to the day. I walked in and said, well, what do we want to hear? What song should we listen to? The first thing out of Gandhi's mouth was Skater Boy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Avril Lavigne. When's the last time we had her on?
Oh, it's been a while.
Okay.
It's been a minute.
Well, she lives on with her music. Hey, welcome to Wednesday. All right. Skater Boy. Makes me feel like a big punk. I don't know. Well, welcome to the day. All the way out in Barstow, California. Our friend Megan's listening in. On her way to work. It's like 3 a.m. there, right? Maybe 2? What time is it in Barstow? 2, 3? Is it there? Is there a time? Do you have time?
Hello.
Hello. Megan, there you are. Hi.
Hello?
Yes.
Hi.
Hi. It's
morning.
early there. Do you listen to us every
It's
morning
very early.
on West Coast time?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I love that.
Every
I love
day
that you
on my
listen.
way to work.
So, what do you do so early in the morning? Do you have your own radio show as well?
Not quite. I feed the military out on the Army base.
Oh, cool. Wow. You know, Barstow,
Yeah.
we were just talking about Barstow while we were waiting to speak with you. It's famous for that big thermometer.
No, that's Baker.
Oh, why'd you guys... Okay, well, hold on. Then what's Barstow famous for then, if not the thermometer?
Well, we have train cars at McDonald's, and a lot of people stop in between LA and Vegas.
I like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an In-N-Out burger there, is there not? I think so.
There's 2
Yes.
cities you stop in on the way to Vegas or from Vegas, and it's Baker and Barstow.
Yeah.
And I always confuse the two.
Yes.
Yeah, if you need a thermometer, go to Baker, not Barstow.
Right.
But wait, Nate had to go to traffic court in Barstow,
In
I
Barstow.
believe.
That's, I do remember. Yeah, have you ever
Oh, I
been to
bet that
traffic?
was fun.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot
That
of
is
fun.
not a fun time.
Well,
No.
Megan, the fact that you're up early to help to do what you do, it's a very important job, much more important than ours will ever be. Thank you for listening to us. We appreciate the business all the way in beautiful Barstow. Let's hear it for Barstow, California. Oh my God, Barstow's never had so much applause. This is awesome. What a day. What a day. Hey, what do we have for our friend Megan? She's up early. She needs something cool.
Oh, the limited edition Elvis Duran apparel, thanks to Hackensack Meridian
Nice.
Health. How about
There you go.
I love how he put in limited edition today. That was
Limited
It is.
edition.
very
Yeah.
good. Very good.
I think everything we do here is very limited. So there's that. Megan, thank you so much. Have a great day at work. If you go in this early, what time do you get off?
12:30.
Oh, nice.
12:30.
Okay.
So,
All
yeah.
right. Well,
Can
enjoy
I
your
just
day.
say,
Yeah.
thank you guys for getting me to work every day. There was a 2-year period where I didn't go to work because I was battling breast cancer. But I am back to normal, and I listen to you guys every morning, and you guys start out my day really good. So thank you so much.
Wow.
Well, thank you. Now, may I ask you, what caused the pause?
I had to take a year off for my chemotherapy, my radiation,
Wow.
and just getting through breast cancer. But Danielle did DM me one time, so that was pretty cool.
Aw.
That made my day one
See?
morning.
Sometimes I do a nice thing.
Sometimes. But look, you know what? See,
Yeah, I
if you
love
just
you guys. Thank you.
well, I love that you extended your conversation with us, because had we not had that extra time with you just now, we wouldn't know more about you. And we couldn't look under the hood like we just did. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. You know what? There's always one or two extra questions you can ask a new friend, and you'll find out a whole new world about them. I love that. That's so cool. Anyway, thank you, Megan, and love to you and everyone in beautiful Barstow. All right, hold on one second. Limited edition apparel on the way. Very limited. Extremely limited. It's becoming more and more limited around this place every single day, is it not?
Yep.
Let's get into the 3 things we need to know from Gandhi. Let's get on with the day. Gandhi, what's going on?
Hello. All right. After freezing $2 billion in grants and funding, President Trump is now threatening to strip Harvard University of its tax-exempt status. The warning came a day after Harvard President Alan Garber rejected the administration's demands to overhaul its policies or lose academic grants. Trump later posted on social media that he would consider ending that tax-exempt status if it continues to support political, ideological, and terrorist-inspired policies. The pushback has been fierce, with many applauding the university, saying that Trump is actually waging war on free speech. 1 in 31 children are now being diagnosed with autism before their 8th birthday in the U.S. That is according to findings from the CDC based on medical records from 2022. Reports from the CDC in 2016 had a rate of 1 in 54 8-year-olds diagnosed with the disorder. So yeah, it seems to be climbing a lot.
Yep.
The author of the report attributes that increase to improvements in detecting autism and mass awareness, not necessarily an external factor. And finally, these are the stories we love, especially Danielle. A homeless man who had been living on the streets of San Luis Obispo, California, will soon be $1 million richer thanks to a scratch lottery ticket.
Yes!
Yeah.
He can. That's so. I love those stories.
I know. An employee at the convenience store where the ticket was sold said the man, who is a regular, thought he hit it big with just a $100,000 win. Then he was told the real amount. The same employee then drove the man to Fresno the next day to start the process of cashing in that ticket. A California lottery spokesperson said it could take from a few weeks to a couple of months for the prize to be awarded, but he got $1 million.
That's
and those
awesome.
are your 3 things.
Danielle, that means he can get new teeth.
I know. It's amazing.
You live for those stories.
I
All right,
do.
you guys ready for your Wednesday?
Yes!
All right, let's have a Wednesday.
Come again.
Elvis Duran in the Morning Show.
Rocket is giving every home one address, rocket.com, a single, seamless home ownership platform that helps you find, buy, sell, finance, even refinance your home. Visit rocket.com, the new home for all things home ownership. Rocket, own the dream.
Elvis Duran in the Morning Show.
It is National Banana Day. This is just amazing. It takes place every year on the 3rd Wednesday in April.
Oh, let me get mine out.
Thank God.
Today is a whip out your banana there, Danielle.
Scotty's so sad he doesn't have one to deep throat.
Scott, he didn't bring it, but I got a big banana.
I only had a brown one at the house, and I don't eat the brown one, so I'm out.
Those are the best.
No.
They are the best. I'm with you, Danielle. We're the members of the Big Brown Banana Club.
We are.
But you know what? They say, rather than a cup of coffee in the morning, just down a banana. They say that it will wake you up. It will give you energy. That potassium alone is just so good for you. But around the world, so many different varieties of bananas. Don't get me started on bananas. They're beneficial. They're versatile. Puddings, muffins, pies, sandwiches, breads, cakes, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Bananas. Who loves a good banana? I know Nate loves a good banana.
Yes, and did you know that the bananas we're eating now are nothing like the bananas from, I believe, 50 to 75 years ago?
No, they are one of the oldest cultivated fruits in the world.
Yeah, those bananas taste banana-ier. Like the people said they tasted more like ice cream or something. Those bananas
Really?
from 75 years ago.
I
But
heard they freeze them first. That's why.
Yeah, they freeze and then they spray them with chemicals so that they ripen at a certain time, apparently.
Are we
once they
talking
come
about
here.
the same thing? Oh,
No, we're not.
But it's
No,
entire-
he's talking about the original bananas.
Yeah, there was an actual
we don't get
banana
anymore.
that is, I don't know, kind of extinct now, right? If I'm not mistaken, Elvis. I'm trying to remember this podcast I listened to.
You know what? We should get your friends, Gandhi, who are coming on the show, who are bringing us the woolly mouse.
Oh, yeah.
And the woolly mammoth. They should go back and get some old bananas and bring those back.
That would be good.
Why do we have to stop at mammals or whatever
Yeah.
those things are?
Bring the banana back.
All the delicious
it.
fruit.
Yeah, they say the bananas of yesteryear are nothing like the bananas we have now that are sprayed with all the chemicals you're talking about.
Gros Michel. The Gros Michel. That's the name of the banana that you may have grown up with, Elvis.
No, I'm not prehistoric. What the hell are you talking about?
Now they're like
like 50 to 75 years ago, they stopped growing them for some
not
reason.
75.
I'm not 75, you turd.
Well, 50. Yeah,
I can tell you, we were having lunch with a friend of ours last night or yesterday, and Nate made a comment like that too. Well, if I was, basically from your generation, he was telling this friend.
He didn't mean to say it like that. Yeah.
This friend, Bobby Flay, by the way. And Bobby looked up at him and just snapped his head off and went, what are you talking about?
I didn't
I'm not
mean it like
old.
that. You know what I mean.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
funny.
It's so funny that I will say that we had a great lunch and we made a new friend. She was at the table. Beautiful, beautiful lady. Very, very accomplished in the world of TV and whatever. And I didn't want to. So anyway, even though she just got married, she's happily married. Nate starts tripping. Nate starts his tease and his taunting and his flirting. Yeah, you're a little flirty.
Was he dropping a tissue and bending over and picking it up right in front of her? That's
Pretty
his
much.
move.
Yeah, you're showing off his cleavage.
No, I was being friendly. That's what you're supposed to do. I was essentially flirting with you as well, Elvis. That's how this works.
No, you weren't. Accusing me of being an 80-year-old banana eater? Not very flirty.
Nate puts the LA on,
He does.
He used to work in Los Angeles, and I think whenever there's like a lady in the room or somebody, he's got to turn the LA on.
I really think that's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
It has that LA vibe. You're right.
Then I flirted with Bobby Flay, too. I don't know what to say.
No, you didn't. You accused him of being ancient as well.
At what point does it cross the line, though, into flirtation from niceness, just being sweet, to flirtatious? There's got to be like a thing that happens, like a sentence or
When he does the bend and snap.
or a word.
Yeah, the cleavage thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, it was a great lunch, and but Nate's just. It seems like every time you and I have lunch, you do flirt with someone in the room. Man,
Are you
woman.
jealous, Elvis? Are you
No.
jealous?
Of what? Give me what I need to be jealous of.
I don't
do.
know.
No, I'm just observing.
Yeah. I can't. I don't know how to socialize. I don't know what to say.
You do know how to socialize. You're out socializing. You're living the best life these days. You're single, living in New York City. You're dating. You're having a good time. You're doing a good job. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, but you're full throttle, man. Revving it up.
Flirtation gets him room upgrades at hotels.
That's
I've
true.
seen it in action. He's like, so, hey.
Well, I know, but he may get a room upgrade, but not a room that already includes the person he's flirting with. Splayed out on the bed. All right, let's the word splayed. I hate that word. Let's get into your horoscopes with producer Sam.
Hi.
Oh, who are you doing them with today?
Elvis, I sent them to you. If you would do the honors.
Oh, I don't have them. Hold on. Jesus, where are they?
We can send them again.
Here they are. Got them. Hey, celebrity birthdays. Wow, good God, man. If you celebrate your birthday today, you celebrate with Chance the Rapper, Martin Lawrence, Akon, and John Cryer.
Wow. Okay.
And then throw in a little Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and you got a party.
Legend.
Woo! Today is your day. Happy Banana Day. All right, Capricorn, are you really making the time to enjoy your tiny blessings, Capricorn? Recognizing those blessings will improve your mood. Your day's a 6.
Aquarius, something that didn't serve you in the past might come in handy soon, so don't permanently write it off. Your day's a 5.
Hey, Pisces, the situations at hand can turn out for the better with some balanced thought, so don't move so hastily. Your day's a 9.
Hey, Aries, things are rocky right now, but it is temporary. Rely on a trusted source, ground yourself, and you'll get through. Your day's a 7.
Good advice for Taurus. You're learning to put your needs first, and that's amazing. Listen to what the discomfort has to say. What? Pardon me, I can't listen to you right now. I'm listening to what my discomfort must tell me.
To me, that's
Anyway.
that's dairy for me.
Yeah, Taurus, your day's an 8.
Gemini, are you putting too much effort into a person who doesn't return the favor? Take your time back. Your day's a 10.
Hey, Cancer, you won't get recognition for everything you accomplish, but don't let that discourage you as you continue to grow. Your day's a 6.
Hey, Leo, it's been a while since you've taken some chances, so try something that makes you feel a little extra risky today. Your day's a 9.
Hey, Virgo, remember it's better to be the thread that strings things together and not the one that binds someone's hands down. Are you a Virgo, Nate?
No, I'm a Capricorn.
I'm a Virgo. Sounds
I'm
kinky.
just thinking who on the show is binding people's hands down. Anyway, your day is a 9, Virgo.
Libra, sudden endings might be disheartening, but remember, they are natural. It means it wasn't important to the bigger picture. Your day's an 8.
Hey, Scorpio, who says spontaneity is a bad thing? Sometimes your best decisions are made immediately. Your day's a 7.
And finally, Sagittarius, you've been growing a lot lately. Enjoy the new energy that you're bringing yourself. Your day's an 8, and those are your Wednesday morning horoscopes.
All people are requesting some birthday Akon music. So, you want to play some Akon on this banana day? Wow, what a busy day. Danielle, your first report of the day. What do you have coming up?
Growing up, Billie Eilish hated her name, and Snoop Dogg has given us another gospel album.
Oh, really? Okay, that and a lot of stuff coming up. Scary. Let's take a break. Want to hear all about the weird, wild stories you didn't learn in school? Let my best friend Patty Steele and her podcast, The Backstory with Patty Steele, be your guide. What are you working on, Patty?
Well, here's the deal, Elvis. Imagine your dad wanting to include you in everything he does, from the movies he makes to his serious drug issues. This is about Robert Downey Jr. and his evolution from movie star to prison inmate and back to superstar.
The Backstory with Patty Steele. New episodes every Tuesday and Friday. Listen on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Elvis Duran in the Morning Show.
Hey, say what you want to say about Walmart. I'm reading this story in the news today about one of the heiresses from the Walmart family. She has this $110 million super yacht.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
So when you walk into a Walmart, you know, all the discounts, all the savings, you know, they run quite the business, as you well know. Look at the payoff from old Sam Walton, who started Walmart, but what, in Oklahoma?
Arkansas, I think.
Arkansas, you're right, Arkansas, sorry.
Wow.
Back in the day, and now it's turned into this huge dynasty where you see shows like Succession and shows about all these uber rich people that got money from media and investments. The Walmart families, the Waltons, they got it from a discount store. Yeah. But look at everything they've accomplished with this thing. Huge. $110 million yacht. Yeah, I've read somewhere, if you have like a $110 million yacht, if someone just gave us one, we couldn't even afford to have it sit there.
No way.
Yeah. I mean, much less, letting it go for a ride, fueling it up, the upkeep, peeling all the barnacles off every week. They have people on these yachts every minute of every day, keeping them afloat. It's just think of the money that's oozing out of these people's pores. Then you look at Jeff Bezos. Let's fly a rocket to outer space.
Right.
Call Katy Perry and Gayle King.
You know what he should have done? He should have had like his best Amazon shoppers on that flight. That's what he should have done. Like, I could have been on that damn flight, guys. I spent so much money on Amazon. Could have been
You really
me.
should have.
Really.
It should have been you. They should recognize all of us big spenders on Amazon.
Exactly.
Or like take some sort of product up there to show how great it is in outer space, like something.
Or how fast did that thing fly when it was first taking off? I mean, it's this incredible speed.
Oh, yeah.
It was like 3 or 4 times the speed of sound.
Okay,
Right?
you want me to be Prime member? I want my stuff to arrive on that.
Yeah.
I want to push a button on my phone, and then poof, here we go.
Yeah.
Shampoo. It's there like within seconds.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we need in our lives.
It is.
Rather than sending all these people up into outer space.
It was 3 times the speed of sound, exceeding 2,000 miles per hour.
Well, they're getting close with their Prime deliveries, but not quite that close.
Not
They
quite
are.
there.
Don't they have that like with in that Disney World ride that some people throw up on? Isn't that how fast that
Yeah,
ride goes?
Space, Project
something,
Space.
yeah.
I almost threw up on that thing.
Yeah.
They actually toned that down from the original.
Yeah.
What's it called? Mission Space, maybe.
Space, yeah. But isn't there 2? Like, you can go, if you want to
Yes.
throw up, you go this way, and if you don't want to throw up, you go that way.
Oh, wow.
If you want to be hospitalized, go down that hall.
Yeah.
No, but I when they first opened it, there were rumors of every once in a while someone having to go to the hospital or getting some medical attention. I wrote it, and I could see how that would be very, very frightening for some people.
Yep.
You do lose your mind for a second on that thing as you start to quote unquote fly into outer space. But but they've toned it down. Even the fastest ride version is toned down from the original. Wow. Anyway, hey, let's get into the Danielle report. You got lots going on. Where do you want to start?
All right, let's start with with Billie Eilish. She was talking to British Vogue magazine. She was actually having Idris Elba talk to her and ask her some questions. And she said she didn't love her name, Billie, growing up. She hated it when she was a kid. She said, I thought it was a boy's name. That's all I ever heard every day of my life. And by the way, she was named after her grandfather, William. She said, I remember just being so mad, and all I wanted to do was have a girly name like Violet or Lavender, some sort of pretty flowery name. She said, but now there's no other name in the universe that could be my name besides Billie. So there you go. So yesterday I told you about Lil Nas X and how he couldn't move part of his face. He had facial paralysis. He was in the hospital. We really haven't learned a lot about exactly what's going on. A lot of people thinking maybe it's Bell's palsy, but he seemed better yesterday. He got out of the hospital. He was joking again. I thought I saw him on roller skates at a certain part of the day yesterday, unless that was an old video he posted. But it seems like he's doing better, so I'm guessing we'll get some more answers. So this sounded a little pompous to me. I don't know. Think about this. So Grey's Anatomy's Ellen Pompeo, a lot of people were like, well, is she going to leave the show? She's had less screen time since 2022. She says no. She said, if I were to walk away completely, everybody gets to make money from my hard work for 20 years, and I wouldn't make any money. To me, it doesn't make any sense that everybody gets to profit off of my hard work. And emotionally, the show means a lot to people. I want to have an attitude of gratitude towards the show. Do you think it sounds a little pompous, or am I reading into it wrong?
I kind of see what she's saying. She may have been able to word it a little bit better than that. I mean,
Maybe.
it's based on her.
It is. She's great.
She's not the only person who's worked hard.
Right.
Well, yeah, there are
Everybody
many.
else has as well.
Right.
There are many other like this show. Everyone contributes for this show.
Yeah.
So.
With Ellen Pompeo or not.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting. Interesting. Snoop Dogg's headed back to church. Back in 2018, he released a gospel album, Bible of Love. Now he's giving us a second one. This one is called Altar Call, and it comes out on April 27th. I think Jamie Foxx is even going to be on this one. So, like I said, April 27th. So it's getting interesting, all the stuff with Blue Origin and everybody who went up to space. So now our friends at Wendy's are getting in on the action. We all know that Olivia Munn, other, Amy Schumer, other celebrities have been kind of dumping in on what went down and giving their opinion on whether they thought it was a cool thing to do, go to space and whatever. Well, yesterday, the Pop Crave Twitter account posted a picture of Katie and said she had returned from space. And then Wendy's dropped a comment saying, can we send her back? So, of course, everybody on social was like, oh, my gosh. And then Kesha decided to get a little bit of a lick in there by posting a picture of herself smiling and drinking from a Wendy's cup. Now, it's, is it 100% that she was making a dig at Katie? No, but there is a little bit of past there because of everything that went down with Dr. Luke. And if you don't know that whole background, Kesha sued Dr. Luke for abuse, and then Katie wound up working with him. So there's a lot going on there. So it's just, the story just keeps getting crazier and crazier, don't you think? It's insane.
It does.
It's insane.
I'm still trying to figure out where it originated.
Yeah.
The whole Katy Perry Wendy's thing?
Wendy's against Katie. I don't know. Something happened somewhere at some point.
I don't know.
But that Wendy's social media account is amazing.
Yeah, they're known
funny.
for
Whoever's
doing
behind
that.
it, they're hilarious. Yeah.
So, now we don't know if you're following everything going on with the Backstreet Boys right now, but there's a lot going on with Nick Carter. First of all, yesterday the Carters hit Paramount Plus. That's about Nick and his brother Aaron. But a fourth woman filed a lawsuit accusing Nick of sexual assault. Now, Rob Shooter did a little story about this, saying that the rest of the band is in panic mode because of brand, that they have spent so long rebuilding their brand. And there's so much money on the line, and they have been standing by Nick, and they've been a united front. But at some point, will the mood shift? Will things change? And I guess as time goes on, we'll learn more and more about it. I know, didn't you start watching the Carters yesterday?
No, I've watched all of the clips online. I haven't started watching it yet, but it looks fascinating.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, got to start watching that. The Masked Singer's on Abbott Elementary, Sherlock and Daughter, House of Pain, also Celebrity Jeopardy. And don't forget all your Chicago shows. There's a lot of them. Med, Fire, PD. And that's my Danielle report.
Wow. Hey, I'm loving Mobland. Loving Mobland. Watched again last night. This is the kind of show maybe I shouldn't be watching right before I go to bed because it sort of amps me up a little bit.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, there's a lot of shenanigans going on in that show. I'll leave it right there. I did find a nice exercise routine for you and me, Scary.
Oh, what's that?
A new study says even if you don't work out, you can get some of that same health benefit from just rushing around stuff all the time, like doing things faster.
Ooh, I like that. Any shortcut I can get, I'm in.
Yeah, if you just spend 5 minutes a day doing things like speed vacuuming a rug, that can make a big difference in your day.
Wow. There you go.
There's a journal I read on the toilet all the time called Circulation. It found that doing random tasks and chores faster might do wonders for your health. So rather than, going to like pick up things and do laundry, do it faster.
Oh, so if I'm going to meet my friends at the diner, instead of walking, I can run there. I go faster.
What if you drove?
No.
Drove faster. Drive faster.
I like this.
But no, okay. They do have a little bit of fact behind this. Researchers, they tracked the movements of like 24,000 adults for about a week, and none of them were people who got regular exercise. The ones who did minor tasks briefly saw major health benefits years later, because, even though they were small tasks, they did them faster. And for some reason, their heart attack and stroke risk was cut in half.
Wow.
Than the people who just did regular motions.
Yeah, because you're getting your heart rate up. I could totally see
But
how
wait
this
a minute.
works.
If you're getting your heart rate up, wouldn't you have a heart attack if you're going to have one?
No, they're saying if you do this on a regular basis, it would make your heart healthier.
Oh, okay. All right.
Get the blood
rather than doing things slowly, like at a sloth pace.
I got you.
Scary.
A glacial pace, yes.
Yes, you need to rush to and fro, and this is what's going to give you that exercise you need.
Okay.
I'm in.
Also, in today's New York Post, there's a story about how there's a shortage of cousins. Who thinks of these things?
What? A shortage?
Well, people are having fewer kids, right? So.
Exactly. Therefore, less cousins.
Yeah.
They're saying the shortage of cousins is a thing. The idea is that, I guess, millennial parents are not having as many kids as they were growing up. There's actual data out there saying because of declining birth rates, there are less cousins. Yeah. Who here has a lot of cousins?
I do.
Yeah, me too.
I love it.
Well, it's almost a thing of the past.
Yeah, that's sad. And
But
siblings, too.
And siblings, the whole
there's
thing.
so many more only children now.
Which leads me to my final story from Japan. They are really pushing for these 4-day work weeks because they want couples to stay home and have babies.
Ah.
And they also want to make it where women don't have to give up career potential and career passion to start a family. Wow. So they want to give them more time out of the office to have families. There you go, Japan. Who wants to go to Tokyo? Let's go.
Me.
I've heard Tokyo is amazing.
Yeah.
I saw some specials. I was looking last night, just tooling around online, and you can get some pretty good deals. And you would never think Japan, like Kyoto or Tokyo. You can actually. Some places are offering deals to Japan cheaper than going to London or places that are closer. I don't know.
I think we should do the show from there.
Let's do it.
I'm in. What time is it in Tokyo right now?
I don't know.
Let's see.
Looking up Tokyo time. Tune in Tokyo.
7:49 p.m.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
We go out.
Do this.
We go out to happy hour.
Yeah.
And then go do the show. I'm in. Hey, do we have any games? Any fun you want to do?
Yeah, there's always the classic Family Feud or password, but we do have an audio game of songs that turned 20 years old this year.
All right. Let's choose one of those.
Okay.
All right. And if we're going to do the audio game, we have to solicit now, though. So you want to do that? All right. Songs that are 20 years old. This will freak everyone out, right?
Yeah,
a little
absolutely.
Bit?
It's going to make you feel really old.
Okay. Call Diamond now. Know your music. 800-242-0100.
Want to see what we actually look like?
Look like a fairy princess that resides over the pits of hell.
Follow us on Instagram at Elvis Duran Show.
How many followers?
Elvis Duran in the Morning Show.
Born from the tragedy of 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation has been honoring America's heroes ever since. Donate $11 a month at t2t.org. That's T2T.org.
Hey, it's Tate McRae with Elvis Duran in the Morning Show.
There she is. Tay McRae stopping by to say good morning. You know what? A day would feel off if Tate McRae didn't stop by for a little howdy, right?
He loves us. Yep.
A little coffee clutch. Or clatch, whatever. Hey, it's kind of funny. Not only does Tate McRae stop by every day, but we also have that same conversation every morning in this room. You're just having it. Oh, God, did you see what Brittany posted last night?
Yes. we just had that conversation.
Yeah, we just did. What did she post last night? I missed it.
So I just showed Nate. I said, okay, I'm going to read this to you first, and then I'm going to show you the picture. So It's her basically in lace underwear, pulling her underwear down on the bottom. And she wrote, had to wear an extra pair of underwear because it's see-through, but these pics are tripping me out. Literally vampire vibes. And then here's the picture. See, Elvis?
So she doubled up in her underwear?
She doubled up because they were see-through. So, she didn't want us to see her parts.
Well, then why is she taking a photo and putting it online?
But I feel like I've seen most of her parts anyway. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
So, question. Do you enjoy seeing her posting, even though sometimes you kind of... Okay. I do. Even though sometimes you kind of question what she's doing?
No. I'm torn on it.
You talk about it every day, though. If you didn't have Brittany to talk about, I think you would miss her a little bit.
I want her to get help. I want someone to help her.
It's good that she's able to live her life, a little bit the way that she wants to live it. However, I feel like this is a very good lesson to everybody to stay out of other people's business because you have no idea what's going on. Yep. And all of the people who wanted to free Brittany and help Brittany, where are you now? You're not helping her. You're not doing anything. Yep. You're just consuming this content that is shocking and very sad to a lot of people just because you decided to tweet from your phone. Please.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. So there's the daily Brittany conversation. We'll talk about her again tomorrow, depending on what she posts. I haven't seen any knife dancing recently.
No,
I think they took the knives from her.
Just a lot of lingerie dancing has been.
I miss the knives.
You know what strikes me the most about these? Sorry, I just put it out there.
No, what?
She strikes me as incredibly lonely. She's just by herself all the time, talking to people that she obviously wants a little bit of feedback and she wants this attention, but she's just always by herself. I think that's sad.
She bought some new boots, though, by the way, to go with her outfit. Just wanted you to know. In case
I like
you were
that.
wondering.
Hey, speaking of being by herself, I know that there was that article that we were talking about the other day, Gandhi, about people who live by themselves.
Yes.
The benefits of living alone. A lot of people say they could never. They can't imagine. They can't fathom the thought of living alone. I want to get into that in a few minutes. So if you're living alone, we need to talk to you in a few minutes. We need to see what you think about this. Also, I'm seeing a lot of coverage. It's ramping up here in New York City. The New York Auto Show. I'm so excited.
What do they say, Elvis?
You auto go to the auto show.
That's right.
That's how Brandon and I connected after so many years was the auto
Really?
show.
How's that?
Because the company that he worked for does the prototype vehicles for all of these different, car lines. So they build these really cool vehicles and then they bring them to the auto show and they show them off and they teach people how to drive them, what to use when you're driving them. So he was in town and that's where I saw him.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Haven't been in several years. I think an auto show tour is. We need to get in.
Yeah.
Do we have tickets? We can just buy them online, I guess.
Sure, you can get tickets.
I remember the old days of the auto show. You'd have to get there early in the week because by the time you got there later in the week, like all the cigarette lighters were stolen out of the cars. Remember they had cigarette lighters? Like all the knobs were pulled off the dashboard and stuff. Because people were a bunch of apes and they're running around and knocking stuff out and stealing things. Yes, Nate.
Can you buy a car at the auto show? If
Yes.
you go to the really?
Yeah.
Oh, you can.
Yes.
Yep.
No way.
Well, I don't know if you can buy those in particular, but no, they have representatives there that can get you in a brand new car.
No way. Huh.
Oh, absolutely. I've seen it done. I'm not saying all of them. I don't know if you can get a Lambo. I'm sure you can. So I don't get into those exotics. I don't know. I know that a lot of people love the big exotic cars. DJ Envy is going to be on with us in a little bit. He loves those really, really beautiful works of art. Those $1 million cars that they have at the auto show.
And he does his own car show. He does several a year, I think.
Right. I get it, but it's not for us. Does anyone here on the show want it? Scary, you seem like the first that would want to exotic ride?
No, I go to the car show every year, but I don't really. I look at it; they're nice, but I'll never buy one of those because they have low-profile tires and they screw it up. You can't have them around here. There's so many potholes.
Don't you have low-profile tires?
Yes,
Oh.
and it's costing me a lot of money.
I like you say, I'm never going to buy one of those. Of course, well, they're $3 million. There is that.
No, I would never.
But I used to go for
But you
Chevy.
don't want to buy them. You don't want to buy them because they have low-profile tires. You'd go for Chevy?
Yeah, I used to go for Chevy, and they would do this really cool, thing with their car. They would cover it in all these colors, and and then they would introduce the new colors of the cars that are coming out, and it would be exciting. And then they'd have, different places have that, that girl that would be like, "Hi, come on over."
Oh yeah, the
here
model.
and check out the car model.
Wouldn't it be great to be the car model? You just stand there and just the turntable just goes around slowly. You're like, oh, look at the new Impala. All right, we got to get into it. This is, give me some music here, Scary. Songs that are 20 years old. And Gandhi put this list together. She guarantees it's going to make us all feel very old. Let's go talk to, let's see, Mara. It's her 24th birthday. She's calling, from Omaha. We get a lot of Omaha calls these days. Hey, Mara, happy birthday.
Hi, oh my gosh, I can't believe I got through. I never get through. This is awesome.
Well, it's your birthday. You got birthday luck. All right, well, look, I'm so happy you're listening today. These are the songs I guess at 24, you kind of grew up listening to these songs. You were 4.
Yeah, I did. I listened to the radio a lot, so we'll see.
Okay. Well, I know, but if these songs are 20 years old and you're 24 years old.
Yeah, you were
Okay,
4.
let's see how you do here. How did you choose the songs that are 20 years old? At random, or are these the ones that you like personally?
No, I just chose them at random. There are so many songs that are 20 years old, but I figured we played all of these at some point because they're very popular. So all you have to do is get the name of the song. That's it.
Okay, let's see how you do, Mara. Here we go. Songs that are 20 years old, even though you're 24 years old. Here's song number 1.
I didn't mean it when I said I didn't love you so.
Mm-hmm.
We Belong Together.
There you go, Mariah.
Baby, please, 'cause we belong together.
20 years old. All right, here is 20-year-old song number 2.
Where I come from isn't all that great.
Beverly Hills.
Whoa, okay. Weezer, you got it. All right, here is 20-year-old song number 3.
Recognize it with pimping as we riding.
Can you play it again?
Yes.
Recognize it with pimping as we riding.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
That, when you find out, you'll go, oh, okay. This is We Be Burnin', Sean Paul.
We be burning.
I knew it was Sean Paul. I don't know what Sean Paul.
Okay, that was 20 years ago. All right, okay, you're doing well. You have 2 out of 3. Here is 20-year-old song number 4.
I'm 1,000 miles away, but girl, tonight you look so pretty. Yes, you do.
Hey There, Delilah.
Yes, it is.
Delilah, what's it like in New York City?
I love that about Mara. She's 24 years old, and these are 20-year-old songs. Yeah. So you must know a lot of music. You're doing better than the average listener.
I do, and I'm the youngest of 4 kids, so I listened to a lot of stuff that my siblings did, and yeah.
Okay, cool. A house filled with music. Okay, here is 20-year-old song number 5.
I needed somewhere to hang.
Great song.
Oh, no. It's Foo Fighters, I think, but I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, definitely Foo Fighters. It's Best of You. Great song back there. God, we played all these songs, didn't we?
Yep.
All right. Here is song number 6.
Cutie the bomb, met her at a beauty salon.
Gold Digger.
Yeah.
Now, I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke.
I want to hear that, but I don't want to hear that. Here we are. 20 years ago, these are all songs that Gandhi brought into us. This is song number 7.
They treat me really nicely. They buy me all these ices.
Is that 20 years old, really?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. My Humps.
Yep, Black Eyed Peas.
My lovely
lady
little
bump.
Check it out.
Whatever. My lovely baby bumps. I don't know. I'm making up my own lyrics. Here is 20-year-old song number 8.
Eyes get so red. And what the hell is on Joey's head?
The misunderstood band.
Photograph.
Nickelback. All right, you got 2 more to go. Are you keeping up with these? We're going rapid speed here. All right, here is 20-year-old song number 9.
Ponder Replay.
Yeah, Rihanna. That was our first one from her, if I recall.
Well, can we play that? That sounds so
Yeah,
good.
let's play it. Put it in there, okay? And finally, song number 10. 20 years old.
Oh, I hoped you guys would play this one. Sugar, We're Going Down.
Oh, you like that?
Wow.
We can do that.
Great.
We can do that.
Impressed by
You did really well.
Yeah.
Look at that.
8.
See? You got 8 out of 10. She got 8.
Yep.
Gandhi, that's incredible.
80%.
Now, Gandhi, she got 8 out of 10. Does it disappoint you a little bit that you didn't challenge her more?
No, not at all. I think that's a good mix. We don't want him to fail everything.
No.
You know? It's great.
There you go. Well, congratulations.
When you start playing Sean Paul, I only know like 2 songs. So
That's okay.
easy.
That's 2 more than a lot of people know, so you're doing okay. Hey, what do you have for birthday girl Mara?
Oh, it's the limited edition Elvis Duran apparel thanks to Hackensack Meridian Health. Limited edition.
There you go. They're very limited. We'll play your song for you. Hey, thanks for listening, Mara. What are you doing for your birthday? Anything fun?
I'm using a $50 Starbucks gift card that my fiance's grandma gave me.
All right. Well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Enjoy your birthday. Thanks for starting it with us. Thanks for listening to us.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.
Hey, Tate McRae just walked in. I read something that made me feel good because I'm one of them. It says you really love the gays.
Yeah. I do.
That feeling of owning your first Mercedes-Benz is hard to believe, but it's real. From the leather stitching to the iconic design, every element of a Mercedes lives up to its reputation. See for yourself at your local dealer. Offers are waiting.
Elvis Duran in the Morning Show.
Welcome to the day.
Elvis Duran in the Morning Show.
Sometimes being alone is awesome. Sometimes being lonely is not awesome. And you know what? A lot of psychologists are saying there is a big difference between being alone and being lonely. Correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I mean, you could call it with the introvert versus the extrovert. You could call it the whatever you want to call it. So Gandhi and I were talking about this article that came out in the New York Post not too long ago. The headline is "Psychologist Reveals 3 Major Benefits of Being Alone Despite the Stigma." But we do know there is a loneliness epidemic going on in the world. As a matter of fact, some therapists are actually prescribing socializing to their patients. This is what you need to do. Wow. Get out and socialize. But being alone, being alone, having solitude time with yourself, it's a great thing. Mm-hmm. Do you guys like it? Danielle, do you ever get time where you just have peace and quiet, just you?
Yeah, a lot of time. I mean, if I'm not going for my walk with my friend Lisa, then I'm usually by myself, and that's when I have like me time to just kind of take a deep breath and unwind.
And you need it.
Everybody needs it. Everybody needs it, of course.
What about you, Gandhi?
Oh, I love it. I never lived alone until I moved to Boston. I had always been with my sister or family or boyfriend or friend, and I was really afraid. What is this going to be like? I don't know if I could ever go back to living with someone else. I love it so much.
Yeah, and it's pandemic actually switched a lot of us into that lane where I spend, like today, for instance, I have to work out and that's it. I have the day to myself.
Nice.
And even though my text messages are going to be bulging and people need this and need that, and I'm going to just tell everyone just to F off.
Yes.
Not in a mean way, but I need some time to myself way. And I'm okay with that. Hey, so you have Emily here on line 18. Lived alone for 3 years. The best decision of your life was to move out of your parents' house at 26. You got a studio apartment, moved in, but you just moved in with your boyfriend after 3 years of solitude. How are you feeling about this transition, Emily?
I love it, honestly. I always said that I would be way too paranoid to live alone. I watched way too many scary shows and read too many scary books.
Right.
So it was definitely a learning experience, but it was incredible. I was very lucky to have built up a good amount of savings by living with my parents for so long. so that I could afford to live alone, because it is incredibly expensive to do so. But I wouldn't change it for the world. It gives you so much growth.
It really does. You know, in this article, they say, look, there's also this, the culture's deficit view of solitude is a thing where a lot of people say, well, you're living alone. Oh, poor thing. What's wrong with you? Well, it's this type of thinking, people desiring to be alone. People think it's unnatural for us to want to be alone and unhealthy. And you may have some friends who you do know for a fact they need to be socializing with some people, but I don't know. So when you were alone, what do you miss most about being alone and living alone?
Honestly, just being able to do whatever I want, whenever I want. I didn't have to, I don't want to say answer to anyone, but I didn't really have to explain anything.
Yes.
Exactly. You can connect with you. You connect with how you feel about things, right? In your emotions and creativity, it goes on to say in this article. If you are constantly hearing static from someone else and what they need for you to do for them in the relationship and in the household and this and that, then you really don't have any time to spend and recharge for yourself, right?
Absolutely. I think independence is incredibly important for people. And unfortunately, these days, a lot of people don't get it, or they're too scared of it. And that's how I was. So it kind of pushed me out of my comfort zone and forced me to learn a lot more about myself.
I think some people are scared about being alone with their thoughts as well. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
if you're with other
absolutely.
people, you don't have to just be by yourself and think about things. Like, if you're with other people, you're distracted all the time, you know?
But as nervous as you are about being with your thoughts, I mean, those are the thoughts you should probably be listening to.
Yeah. One of the benefits that the article talked about was how important it is for your self-regulation as far as living alone, because typically when you are with other people, there are so many distractions to take you out of whatever that thing is that you're feeling. But a lot of times we really need to sit with that thing that we're feeling to get past it, to analyze it, to see how can I learn from this.
Yeah.
And when you're by yourself, they claim people are much better at regulating emotion when you live alone.
Wow, look at all the texts that are coming through. So many people are responding to this, Emily. Listen to this. This person says, alone for 17 years. Love it.
Wow.
Never feel lonely. That's a foreign concept to me.
Yeah.
After retiring from the military, I lost all those people around me, and I suffer from loneliness daily, this person says. So, again, being alone and being lonely are two different things, you know, and you have to sift it out and recognize which is which. And listen, Emily, you're now rolling into this relationship with your boyfriend, living together. Are you going to try to find ways to still be alone?
Oh, absolutely. We have certain nights out of the week where we just do our own thing. He's off with his friends, I'm off with mine, or I'm alone at home, or he's alone at home. And so we definitely still make time for ourselves.
Right. You know, a lot of people are texting in about how they miss being in relationships, therefore they're lonely. There's got to be a great way to be in a relationship and getting everything you need, all the benefits from the relationship, but still you have your time alone. And I guess that's the challenge a lot of people face. Hey, listen, thank you for listening to us, Emily, and best of luck with your with your future of being alone with a boyfriend. Sounds good to me.
Thank you, guys.
Take care. Interesting call on line 19. Jay up in Syracuse lived alone for 2 years after his divorce. Now you're getting back into the relationship role again. You're kind of finding it hard not to have your space anymore, right?
Yeah. Good morning, guys. You know what it is, after living with somebody for 12 years and then going to your own space, you can become selfish. And it's sad to say that, but it's so nice because you're your own person again. There's no stresses of anything else. And now turning it around and starting to get into a relationship and kind of living with somebody part-time, you find yourself kind of wanting that alone time a little bit to come home and drop your clothes and plop on the couch for a few hours and not have any stress.
Hell yeah.
Wow. Drop and plop. You miss it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to
It
share.
is something.
If you want to watch The Bachelor and she wants to watch something else, or you know what I mean, then there's no argument, because when you're by yourself, you can get to watch any damn thing you choose, right?
So Here, I have a
Yeah.
question about that then. For everybody that's in a relationship and lives in the same home, if you want to watch The Bachelor and he wants to watch golf, why can't you just go in your room and watch The Bachelor while he watches golf?
Well, not everyone has 2 TVs, but for the people that do,
everyone has a phone now.
I guess you can. I guess you can, but it's like, I don't know. I think it's just like the argument. It's just nice to have the argument.
Oh, sounds glorious.
Yeah. I'm very lucky in my house because we agree on most television,
Yeah.
which is great. But there's a lot of people I know that don't want to watch sports, like you said, and the other does. I don't know. They figure it out, I guess.
Yeah, see, like I have no problem if Brandon is visiting and he wants to watch something that I don't.
Yeah.
I'm like, please watch it. I'm not going to watch this, and I'm not upset at you at all for watching it. But I don't really want to watch
But
that.
I think also, you know what? If you're not together all day, right, and you only have this little piece of time that you are together, like I know at the end of the day, Sheldon and I have a little piece of time, and like I want to have a glass of wine and watch TV together. If that is separation, then what time are you spending together? Because he's watching that and you're watching that. So maybe I have to compromise every now and then and watch something.
So, unpopular opinion, I'm going to say this. I don't enjoy quality time as watching TV. I like to do something with someone, like let's go for a walk, let's go out to eat, let's cook, let's do whatever. But I like with Jay, I feel like there is a healthy compromise in there with what you're doing. And I think that you shouldn't do something that then makes you resentful of the other person because you feel like you're giving up. I know you're feeling like maybe I'm being a little selfish because I don't want to do these things, but isn't there a balance in there somewhere?
Well, I think it's like work-life balance. It's the same with a relationship. I think you need to have a good balance of your own time and a good balance of time spent together, actual time spent together, not just hanging out. I think doing things and actually building a relationship is another thing.
For sure.
But yeah,
So
it is an adjustment.
The 12-year relationship you had before your divorce, obviously not based on these rules of living. So now, that's the whole point of going from one relationship to another. You learn from the one that didn't work, and now you're applying what you learned to this one. And obviously, I'm making assumptions here. I shouldn't. Obviously, you didn't have quality time for yourself in your last relationship. And, being alone isn't always about physically being with someone. It's also not having them in your head all day long, Like, for instance, Alex and I don't live with each other 5 days a week or 7 days a week. But there are days where, I've got to get this done for him, or I got to plan this trip for the two of us, or this and that. He's still in my head, therefore I'm not alone. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
But like for instance, you and Robin have the same relationship I have with Alex.
We do. And I think
you only have three days a week you're with each other. That's
pretty
it.
much, sometimes less. But I got to say, I do love living alone because I'm making my spontaneous decisions with my friends. If I can pick up and go whenever I want, I don't have to sacrifice. We don't get into fights, which has kept the relationship alive all these years. I think that's what contributes to the longevity of the relationship. The fact that absence makes the heart grow fonder, and we're not in each other's faces constantly.
I also think if you live with somebody and you're always with them, and you do need your time, the other person shouldn't get angry at you. Because everybody needs their time. Everybody needs to take a step back and take a breath. So it's not that they don't want to be with you all the time and spend time with you. It's that, they need their time. Like you should take your time, In
a perfect
Gandhi,
world.
Yes.
Like Gandhi, you and Brandon.
Yes.
I mean, this is a long distance relationship.
Yes.
So it's the best of both worlds. For you, if that's what's right for you guys.
Absolutely. I enjoy it. I like space. I enjoy the time that we're together because to me, it feels like we're more intentional about the things that we do because it is a limited time together. But also, if there's something that he wants to do when I'm there, I have no problem with him doing that thing. I think a big part of the downfall in relationships is people being way too codependent and having to do everything together. So if he wants to go out with his boys and smoke a joint and do whatever they want to do, I'm happy for him to do that. I don't want to do that, but I'm not resentful at all that he wants to go do it.
There you go. Well, look, all the best to you, Jay. And, what you call as being selfish is probably not that bad of a thing.
Yeah.
So roll with it. And it may be the best thing for both of you in this relationship. So, roll with it. Do what your gut and your brain tell you to do. You 12 years married, you learned how to go find the life you're happy with. So go find that. You deserve it. And thanks for listening to us.
Thanks. Yep.
Take it easy. There you go.
At least he's thinking about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get into the 3 things we need to know from Gandhi.
Okay.
Wow. I just took a little stock in all of us on this show, like where we are in our relationships.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us really are spending most of our time alone.
Yeah.
Are we screwed up in the head?
Yeah.
I think that depends who you ask.
For other reasons, not for those reasons.
Yeah, I was born this way.
I don't think my major malfunction is from living alone. I think it's a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, me too. All right, into the three things. We have a phone tap coming up. What do you got, Gandhi?
All right. As of yesterday, the measles outbreak in Texas has climbed to 561 confirmed cases, marking an increase of 20 cases over the past 5 days. The majority of infections are among unvaccinated individuals, with only 11 cases reported among people who received at least one dose of the MMR vaccine. Gaines County remains the epicenter of that outbreak, accounting for over 65% of the state's cases. The outbreak has also spread to neighboring states, including New Mexico, Oklahoma, and Kansas, contributing to a nationwide total of over 700 cases, which is the highest in over a decade. Of course, health officials are urging people not to forego these vaccines and look out for the safety of your children and community. President Trump was caught on a hot mic talking with El Salvadorian President Nayib Bukele before their press conference this week. Trump discussed with him the idea of sending, quote, homegrowns to El Salvador, saying the homegrowns, you have to build about 5 more places because it's not big enough. During the press conference, Trump said the administration is looking into it and wants to do it. His comments come as the fate of a man from Maryland wrongly deported to El Salvador is still up in the air. The Supreme Court, in a unanimous decision, said the White House must facilitate the return of that man, but the administration so far is ignoring that directive. And finally, if you are a nature lover, this weekend could be your weekend because the National Park Service is waiving entrance fees on April 19th to kick off National Park Week.
Nice.
We love it. I know, I'm so excited. Expect special programs, musical themes, family-friendly fun like Junior Ranger Day, where kids can earn their own badge. While the free entry covers admission, some parks might still require reservations or timed entry passes, so make sure you check that out before just showing up. You can go check them out while you can. Whether you're in the mood for a scenic hike, a family outing, or just some peaceful time in nature, this weekend is the perfect chance for you to explore without spending a dime and giving our national parks a little love. And those are your 3 things.
They wake me up. I like the morning show.
Oh my God, are we on?
Yeah, we're live.
Elvis Duran in the morning show. Don't answer the phone. Elvis Duran. The Elvis Duran phone tap.
All right, Scary.
Yes.
Let's get into your phone tap. What's going on?
Yeah. Eileen wants to phone tap her husband, Steven. Now, they live across the street from a Catholic school and a church, and every afternoon after school gets out, there's a lot of this garbage and debris left behind by the parents and the kids. So Steven wrote a letter to the school about the problem, hasn't heard back from them yet. So I'm going to pretend like I'm from the rectory calling back about Steven's complaint.
All right, calling from the rectory.
Oh, boy.
All right.
Here we go.
You're calling from the rectory?
Rectory.
Let's see what happens. Here's Scary's rectory phone tap.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm looking for Steven, please.
Speaking.
Steven, hi, how are you? This is John O'Malley. I'm with St.
Oh, okay.
I'm just calling to follow up on your complaint letter to our church regarding the Catholic school kids.
Oh, yeah.
And how they make a mess in front of your house with gum wrappers and candy and Dixie cups and cigarette butts left by their parents.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I sweep up in front of the house 50 cigarette butts a week because the parents come to pick up the kids. Obviously, they're smoking, and they throw the cigarette butts out in front of the house.
I think that the good book will tell you that people littered in those times, and that although it's unacceptable today, that maybe they're going back to the traditions of the past.
Traditions of the past is nothing. It is common courtesy. I already caught one woman. The kids came out of the school, jumped in this SUV. The woman opened the door and dumped the ashtray in front of my house.
Maybe they were the ashes of a deceased family member of theirs, and they wanted to spread them around the area.
This is totally like a useless conversation with you.
I just want to know why you feel the need to make rude comments to these families as they're passing through that street.
Well, what is a rude comment?
Well, you've been known to call them little bastard kids.
I've been known to I turn around and I said, I don't have to deal with these little brats.
These are children of the Lord, sir, okay?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I understand this.
Okay, the Lord is our shepherd, and these are our lambs. And you're yelling at our lambs.
Excuse me. I come home, and when I witness this, I turn around and I said, could you please not do that?
So then why don't you send a little money our way, and then we'll make a public announcement to not dump cigarette butts and candy wrappers on the street.
Well, guess what?
I don't owe your school squat.
It would be nice of you, to, in the face of all this, to make that $500 donation, and we can make this problem go away, and the Lord will forgive you.
The Lord will forgive me for $500.
$500. Send that in. The Lord would appreciate that.
Thank you.
In God we trust.
Well, guess what?
What's that?
I'll die a sinner. I'll burn in hell.
You will. Lucifer will get you.
Yes, I will.
Beelzebub.
Why don't you just walk up to my front door?
The Lord is my Savior. Who's yours?
The Lord is your Savior. Well, guess what? Somebody else better save your ass.
Let me tell you something. You better give me that $500, or you're going to have a bigger problem than cigarette butts and candy.
This is all that this is about. A $500 donation.
We're going to send some collectors around. I'm going to send Sister Angelica after you.
Anybody you want. You slimy piece of
Hey! Hey!
Hey, hey! You're an and you're a dickhead. That's all you are.
I got Luke and Matt and John and Paul and all the Corinthians, and we're coming to kick your ass.
And ring my doorbell and see where you land.
You're a sinner, though. You admit you're a sinner.
Oh, I'm a sinner.
You're a sinner.
Oh, I'm a sinner.
Stephen, repeat after me, if you will. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned, and this is your first phone tap. This is Scary Jones from Elvis Duran in the Morning Show. You've been phone tapped.
You're on the radio right
it's
now.
It's a joke.
What did you do to me, Eileen? When you get home, you have no idea. And you, if I could find you, I'd kill you.
The Elvis Duran phone tap.
This phone tap was pre-recorded with permission granted by all participants.
The Elvis Duran phone tap. Only on Elvis Duran in the Morning Show.
Banking with Capital One helps you keep more money in your wallet with no fees or minimums on checking accounts and no overdraft fees. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One, N.A., member FDIC.
Elvis Duran.
Elvis Duran and the Morning Show is a consistent ratings winner.
I don't mean to brag, but we got a lot of listeners.
Elvis Duran.
It's Elvis Duran and the Morning Show.
This is the weirdest show.
You do have a great show, and it's hugely popular.
Elvis Duran and the Morning Show.
Yeah, I want to get into a couple of things here. Let's start with you, Gandhi. This fitness cult thing you're doing is very interesting to me. So she just told the room during the song about this thing she's doing with some people we know, some people you know, and others you don't. You're calling it your fitness cult? Is that the official name?
No, they have some other dumb name for it, but it's definitely a cult.
Well, what's the name they gave it?
It's like Swole Fam, soft but something, I don't know. Hold on.
Oh, so Swole Fam.
Soft but serious, but it is a cult.
Okay, so it's you and Andrew and Coaster Boy Josh.
Yes.
Our friend Nick and someone else, I guess.
Yes. Some people you don't know.
Okay.
Tommy. Shout out Tommy.
So how many of you are there? 5 or 6?
There are 5 of us. Yes.
Okay. So tell everyone what you're doing because I think it's kind of cool.
So every day there's a different health and wellness challenge. It's a combination of something that you have to do for like mental health and then something that you have to do for your physical health as well. So, yesterday it was, hey, stay away from caffeine. Sometimes it's no social media after 7:30. Just stuff like that.
Who do you each take turns picking the challenge?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this week one person picked the challenge.
Oh.
The no caffeine thing yesterday really threw people off.
Yeah.
It was like, I have a headache. I can't move. I can't function. I can't think.
Yeah, I saw Josh. Josh actually posted a photo of him not having coffee.
No. Josh broke it immediately. Josh walked into the building with a cup of coffee. I was like, oh, okay, you're out.
All right, so everyone, I mean, you have to be honest with each other because sometimes in the secrecy of your own home, you can actually eat carbs on no carb day,
yeah. Yes,
or drink coffee on no coffee day.
Yes.
So, but there's a point system, and whoever loses,
right. Whoever loses, the penalties are pretty steep. So this week, the punishment for whomever it is that loses is we get to choose your outfit for Andrew's birthday party at Medieval Times.
Right.
And we've seen a lot of really crappy outfits, but one of them is some priest of some sort that looks like a KKK Grand Wizard.
no.
And that is not going to be me, and I think that's the outfit that's going to get chosen. So not a chance in hell. I'm sticking to it. Hardcore.
Okay.
Josh is
So-
looking like the Grand Wizard so far.
Okay. He has grand wizardly attributes. Hey, so anyway, so yesterday was no caffeine day.
Yes.
He failed that, but today is what, no carb day? Is
No
is that what today is?
Yes.
Okay.
And then there's like a 3-part workout that we have to do.
Wow, you know what? I love this. I wish I was a part of this evil group.
I would love for you to be part of it, but I just think that you wouldn't stick to the penalty if and when you lost. You would be like, no, I'm not doing that. You can't make me do that.
Well,
I'm not
I know,
doing
but couldn't you have like hangers on that just, are just held accountable, but I don't have to wear your KKK outfit at the party?
I mean, I guess, but then that takes away the fun of it. Because we're all holding each other accountable, and that's actually
All
been
right.
really good for me.
Okay, well, then I don't want to be a part of your stupid group. Moving on.
I told you it's a cult. You're in or you're out.
I'm enjoying my coffee and my carbs today, so F you.
Yeah.
All right, now I turn my attention to Danielle. Danielle, I know you may not want to talk about this on the air, but I know for a fact that there is a website online that features over 50 pictures of your feet without shoes and with shoes.
Yeah.
How did this one website get 50 photos of your feet posted up here?
I don't know,
Who
but
did this?
my husband is convinced that I posted it. He's sitting in the car and he goes, "Hey, we need to talk about something." I said, "What?" And then he brings up all these pictures, and I go, "Where did you get all those pictures?" He's like, "Why don't you tell me?" And I was like,
It's
"What
a
are
very
you
good
talking
question.
about?" Some of them I don't even remember posting, but I always post my shoes and every now and then if I'm in the house.
Okay.
I guess they took the whole picture, and just cut the feet part. So I'm like, what the? So I said, what's the website? He wouldn't even tell me the website. And he's like, did you put this website up? And I go, let me tell you something. If I put a website up of my feet, I'm going to be making money.
Yeah.
There's no money being made from this.
But wait,
website.
Danielle. Okay, the photos of your feet with shoes, I get.
Yeah.
Why are there photos of your feet with no shoes? Where did those come from?
What they did was sometimes I'll post a picture of myself in the house doing something, and I don't have shoes on. And I think what they did is edited the picture and just cut the feet part and posted the feet part on this page.
So we must assume that there's a person out there who's just doing nothing but trolling for your feet.
Yeah, Gandhi, and I found out there's one of Gandhi as well. Gandhi's feet.
That is creepy.
Yeah. I do think that they take stuff from like when we're on vacations and you're like taking pictures by the pool, or if you post something on your story. I'll tell you the one I didn't like when I stepped on that stupid black sea urchin.
Yeah.
That picture's up there. I'm like, that is not hot. That's an injured
Oh, no,
foot.
someone out there thinks that's really hot.
Yeah, and
the sea urchin foot.
And they
photo.
took time to put like over 50 pictures. And I'm like, where the hell did they even get these pictures?
You know
Like,
what? You guys
this is
got to start
crazy.
putting emojis over your feet. I see people do this, and they say
Yeah.
no free feet pics.
Oh.
They put some kind of an emoji over.
You should put an emoji of a foot over your foot.
Oh, like a hideous one too.
Yeah.
Can we make that a directive then with our digital department? Like, if we're out and we have open-toed shoes on, no feet.
Yeah, no feet.
No feet.
No free feet
All right.
pics.
We're not making any money on this. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is crazy.
Okay,
Someone's getting
but
us
wait
for
a minute.
free.
To be very, very fair here, this is nothing new.
No.
I mean, even before Gandhi was on the show, back in the day, there was always this thing about your feet, Danielle. People would send texts. There was always like one or two grimy guys out there like, look, can you show me your feet?
Yeah,
I'm
and
like,
I don't get it. One of my feet, yeah, one of my feet has a big tattoo on it, which, I mean, a lot of people, I guess, would think is a sexy thing, I guess.
Yeah.
But, like, my feet are not, like, different than anybody else's feet, really.
I think you have cute feet.
Thanks. But, I mean, I don't know. There's nothing special. I don't know.
Someone said on the text, we should get you guys on Wiki Feet.
Oh, is that a thing?
We're also there, yeah.
Oh, my.
Wiki
there,
Feet.
yeah.
That's a thing too.
And I'm not, even if I knew the website, which I don't because Sheldon won't tell me what it is, I wouldn't give it away for free because we're not making any money off it.
Well,
Are we going to start our
made
OnlyFans?
We probably should.
Well, you guys have made this very clear. You say you're going to do it, you never do. Saying is not the
I know.
doing. So
We probably
do. But, if I can take a photo of someone, throw it online, and the world will tell me who that person is, how come we can't do that with feet? Like if I see someone's feet, I'm like, whose feet are these?
Yeah.
Well, it's some housewife from Cincinnati.
You might be able to do that because you can reverse image search stuff. So
Yeah.
if you reverse image
Then
search
maybe
the
you can find
feet,
it.
you might be able to.
Feet.
Sick.
Okay. Well, doesn't Abby want to start an Only Feet page with her sister?
Yes.
She sure does.
Sister feet.
They want to call it Sister Feet.
Yeah.
Is she here?
I think so.
Abby! Danielle, get Abby in here. And Danielle.
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 Get Abby.
Oh. Abby!
There you go.
We need your feet.
Thank you, Danielle.
Do we need her feet? I don't even know.
Well, wherever she goes, the feet usually follow.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
we're good.
That is true.
Can I ask a question?
No.
Sure.
But
No.
Can we have somebody call in that actually likes feet? I don't get it. Like,
Where's Josh?
Okay.
Really? Is that
Does
a
Josh
thing?
like feet? He's a foot guy.
Oh, really?
He does?
What does he do with it? Like, what is he?
You'll have to ask him.
Okay,
that.
wait a minute. Hold on. But one moment, though. Nate.
Yes.
No offense. A lot of people like feet. I know you're acting as if
But
it's a very strange
no,
thing. It's really not.
I want you to explain.
Form
it.
the sentence.
I
Form the
want you
sentence.
to explain what it is about the foot. You know what I'm coming
I don't
from?
understand it either, Nate.
Yeah,
I don't know.
like.
Well, you like tan lines. I mean, it's like
tan
everyone
lines
has
are awesome.
Exactly.
Exactly. It's the same
don't
thing.
like those.
But what I'm saying, what do you do with the foot? Like you
Put
imagine.
it in your mouth. Toe, sniff it. People love a stinky foot. No, let me tell you.
Yes, they do. They like stinky socks. Stinky
Okay.
socks are big business.
You guys are all doing
Scary,
this.
Scary, can you calm down, please?
But that is true. You know how much money people get for like putting their sock on their foot and
Yeah.
wearing it for a day or two and then sending it to someone in the mail? Lots of money.
For the
lot of people get into
stinky
that.
foot people,
Yeah.
the stinkier the better. Like the worse the foot is, the better. I have some friends. I'm just gonna say I won't say their names, but he'll tell his girlfriend, "I need you to walk around in your shoes all day with no socks." And then when I get home, it's on.
I don't get it because my brother's feet, sorry, Roy, they are the worst in the world. And I always knew when he took his shoes off in the car or when we were somewhere as kids. And my sister-in-law always complains. How could you think that is
Danielle,
a good smell?
I know, but
Fetch a
as you
price.
talk about it, someone out there is like wanking it, thinking about
Absolutely.
your brother's nasty feet.
They're gonna hit your brother up for his socks.
Someone actually texted in, what if you took a foot and then smeared it with mayonnaise?
Okay, you know what, really?
Danielle, your brother Roy's stinky foot with mayonnaise on there. What do you think that would taste like?
You know when you step in it and it squishes through your toes?
It makes that noise.
Ew, foot and mayo smell.
Hey, I got a question. Why is your husband Sheldon looking for feet sites?
She can't hear you.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Danielle, we're doing a show. You really should focus on what we're talking about.
I swear sometimes I hate you all.
Me too.
I don't know why
Hey, so
he's looking.
I don't know. Your
It popped
husband-
up somewhere. He told me somebody sent it to him.
Okay, so Abby is here now.
Yeah.
Abby, are you and your sister getting closer to starting Sister Feet on OnlyFans?
It hasn't launched yet, unfortunately. We really need to sit down and have a couple of business meetings, come together, make a plan.
Okay.
Is that what it's going to be called, Sister Feet?
Yeah. It started as a joke, but everybody keeps telling us what a good idea it
Well, no,
is.
but you see, I guess you're covering several kinks here, feet and sisters. you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Someone
you're hitting,
out
you're hitting all sorts of... What, Nate, what?
I got Trevor on the phone. He's got a big foot fetish.
Oh,
Yes,
Okay.
Trevor.
All right, let's go talk to Trevor.
God.
Hi, Trevor.
Hey, how's it going?
Is this foot lover Trevor?
It is.
Okay, and by the way, this is a judgment-free zone. Let's be nice because you know, Trevor, this can be a very critical room.
Absolutely.
All right, so you got a big foot fetish. It's not a
I
foot
do.
fetish for big feet. Maybe it's just a big foot fetish that's about feet, right? Let me just make that clear. Or do you like big feet? Talk about it.
No. I'm like a dirty and smelly foot kind of guy.
There you go.
Okay, all right. Okay, guys, we just promised we wouldn't be.
Okay. Why? All right.
If you're gonna sit there and moan and groan and make vomit noises, you have to leave
Then
the room.
I didn't say anything.
No, that was Nate and Scary.
That was me.
Okay, can we get back to our guest, please? Trevor, where do you think this came from in your life? Can you pinpoint a time when you were a kid that something happened with a smelly foot and now it's still with you in a fetish form, or is that just a weird, simple way of trying to figure this out?
It's kind of a little bit more complicated. So, like, I am big into fetishes in general. Feet just happen to be one of the bigger ones.
Okay.
So I'm kind of in, like, a fetish scene. So I've been involved with a whole bunch of different types of fetishes with a whole bunch of different types of people. And so feet just happens to be one of the ones that excites me the most. It's really not... it's really hard to explain. Just, like, smelling it kind of gives you a sexual feeling.
Okay, so do you remember the moment you crossed over that bridge, the dirty foot bridge, and then you realized, okay, there's something going on here, and it opened up a whole new world of fetishes for you?
Actually, I do. It was probably right around 2014. I had just moved to a new place, and I met a girl, and whatever reason, we were having fun. I went down to the feet, and they were kind of smelly, and
okay,
it went down from there, and it just kind of grew.
All right. Well, you said that the foot fetish thing is just one on the list. Are there other things on your list you can talk about?
Yeah, I guess without being too specific, bondage type things.
Oh, okay.
Stuff like that. I mean, I don't want to get too specific, but yeah.
Okay, that's okay. There are a lot of people who do go down a pathway for a fetish, and they do discover there are other fetishes, because I'm assuming that one fetish opened your mind to look for other things that are not
100%.
conventional. Right.
100%. Because when I started, obviously I was a teenager, and the little things, the easy things that come off the internet first that you see, and then you kind of just go down a rabbit hole of different things, and whatever turns you on, you just kind of stick with those things. Wow. And
I think you just uncovered one of my fetishes.
Oh, what's that?
Rabbit holes.
Yes.
Okay. Oh.
I don't know what that means. I'm kidding. I don't. Yes, Gandhi. Moving on.
Trevor. Well, I had a question about the feet. So, do you share this with your partners when you're in a relationship, or do you just kind of let them find out on their own? Do you keep it to yourself? Like, is this a secret life?
No, I don't keep a secret life. I think that's unfair.
Oh, I agree.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think if you're going to be with a partner and you're going to do something sexual with them, then they have to know exactly what they're getting into.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, plus, if they're not into it, maybe it makes you feel like, well, I got to find something else with them, or maybe they're not the one for me. What's up, Nate?
Okay, since you are a foot person, what makes a foot sexy versus unsexy?
I say smelly and dirty, but the foot has to be clean, like no callousy, soft, supple feet. Like I don't want like rough feet. It's just like a bad texture.
No bunion,
I guess.
Yeah.
Ugh,
yeah.
No bunion. So
the softer.
Yeah.
Gandhi brought it up earlier that he would have someone walk around in shoes without socks all day and then get busy. That is great. I would love that.
Okay. All right. So you don't like, if someone could take a cheese grater out there and just grate.
No, please no. I still want you to be a hygienic human being.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're learning a little more. Trevor's, he's unpeeling all these layers. We're learning more about Trevor.
Yeah.
Well, look, I think this is cool, and that you're totally into kind of spreading the word in a way. Like, okay, maybe there's other people out there going, God, that Trevor's onto something. I never really wanted to investigate more, but maybe they all have the courage to do so, thanks to you, Trevor. Look at you, opening doors for people.
I just want everyone to know out there that, you can be safe sexually with your fetishes and with people, and you can be open. It's not something that you need to hide, so I know there's a lot of people that feel like this is something that they need to hide or things that they need to hide. I don't want them to feel ashamed. There are people out there who feel like you, and there are people out there who will want to be with you. So don't feel ashamed of anything.
Yeah, Trevor.
I like that. And I would like to think this show promotes things like that all the time, not only in the fetish world, but other worlds. Hey, Trevor, go have a beautiful day. Thanks for listening to us, man. Appreciate it.
I just want to say one thing. I have been listening to you guys since 2002. Every single morning, and I love you guys so much. So keep it going. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Well, so you got into foot fetishes at the same time listening to our show. So maybe we had something to do with that. I don't know what.
Could be. Who knows?
All right, Trevor. Have a great day, man. Thanks for listening to us.
Elvis Duran and the Morning Show.
Born from the tragedy of 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation has been honoring America's heroes ever since. Donate $11 a month at t2t.org. That's T, the number 2, T.org.
Elvis Duran in the Morning Show.
We've had some great interviews of late. Of course, Kesha. We had Kesha on the other day, and also Mel Robbins. That was an incredible conversation as well. A lot of great interviews. And we've got them out for you right now. They're alive online. Simply do a search wherever you get your podcasts for Elvis Duran On Demand. Both of those are the two standouts for me anyway. What about you guys? Any other interviews of recently that you liked more than those?
The Mark Hoppus interview.
Yeah, that was great.
Oh, God, yes. Oh, my God, that one. See, that's the thing. We do get to meet some really incredible, cool people, and talk to them and just try to find all these different angles.
Yeah.
I always love that other people don't.
Barbara Corcoran.
Yeah, she was
Oh,
awesome.
yeah.
The Ed
Barbara was
Sheeran
great.
one we just did.
Oh, yeah, that
was
one.
great.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's right. Nate didn't book him, so we didn't interview him.
Oh, God. All right, let's go around the room. Let's see what's on the minds of the people who are in the room. But quick, change the subject.
I love you, Nate. Love you, Nate.
Scary, let's start with you. What's going on, Scary?
So, if you've got some family that you haven't seen in a while, why don't you take that next day that you have off, some downtime, to have some dinner or some get to, reconnect. So we're having a cousins dinner, the Scary Cousins. So it's going to be me, my sister, my brother, and my cousins, Renee and Nicole, my first cousins. And we're going out to dinner in the city tomorrow night. We put it on the calendar. Since we're off Friday, we're like, let's all do a late night Thursday night and be like old times. They found babysitters. It's amazing. But just the cousins, not the spouses, just the cousins, because that's how it was growing up.
A cousin's dinner. Okay.
I love it.
So make some time, carve out some time. Those people, you always think about them, but you don't have dinner with them. Go have dinner with them. That's a good idea. Hey, Gandhi, what's up?
All right, two things. One, a new episode of my podcast is out today. Sauce on the side. Go to the iHeartRadio app. We would appreciate it. You can listen
What's
to
it about?
We're doing Ask Me Anythings today. So you can ask us
Uh-oh.
pretty much any question and we answer it. Yeah. And you can also leave talkbacks, which we talk about all the time, the little microphone. But, the other day, Nate was not feeling well. And he told us, my heart just feels a little fluttery and weird. Did you know this man overdosed himself with electrolytes?
I did.
He left that piece of information out for all of us.
I
was
didn't
trying
even
to
realize it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
So, everybody around here has their own little health tips and tricks, and people are sharing vitamins and electrolytes and whatever.
Yeah.
You're supposed to put 1 scoop of this electrolyte powder into your water and drink it. According to my sources, Nate doused that cup full, filled it with electrolytes.
Well, now it makes sense.
I didn't know electrolytes could be so.
Yes.
so
Your body
potent.
can get an imbalance, and I didn't even realize it until I
Yes.
came back. I'm like, oh, wait, I did 2 scoops. And Andrew goes, 2? You're only supposed to do 1, max. And then I realized, doing my little research there, I probably overdosed on electrolytes.
That's a lot of
There you
salt,
go.
too. There's a lot of salt in that.
You got to be
imbalanced
careful with
everything.
that stuff. So
We
all of
almost
the
lost
people,
Nate.
yeah, everyone's sharing their health tips and tricks and benefit, whatever. Be careful with what you're giving other people. None of us are doctors.
Yeah.
That's all.
Overdose, Nate.
Yeah.
Hey, Nate, what's up with you?
I just had a brain fart. I'm so sorry.
All right,
Come back.
Danielle, what's up?
So yesterday I got to see Stranger Things, the first shadow on Broadway. And listen, when you first hear one of your favorite shows is going to be on Broadway, you never know what you're going to get. Oh my gosh, this thing is so freaking fantastic. Deanna and I were talking about it last night. The special effects are like nothing I have ever seen or experienced on Broadway before. It is so insane. It's actually a prequel and to the show. And it's awesome. People were screaming and cheering, and it was so wonderful. The storyline is great. The acting is great. So please do yourself a favor. Go see Stranger Things, The First Shadow on Broadway.
Excellent.
You're going to love
and
it.
So, what are you going to go see tonight? You're seeing something almost every
Tonight
night.
I'm seeing Almost Happy Ending.
Oh, yeah, maybe
Darren
happy
Criss.
ending.
Yeah.
Maybe happy ending.
Maybe happy ending. Yeah,
we loved it. You're going to love it.
Yeah.
Can't wait for your report tomorrow. Hey, producer Sam, what's up with you?
For the name of dogs, I want to debunk something that had to be debunked for me because I'm seeing it a lot more now that spring has sprung. But when we first got our part pitty Savannah, we just had a collar and that's how we walked her. And she would pull because she's a dog and would get excited about stuff. We thought, okay, you stop pulling when you start hurting your neck. And our trainer told us maybe get a harness and clip it in the front because that helps train them better than clipping it in the back. But they can hurt themselves. They can do actual damage over time pulling on their collar. So I see it all the time, especially lately. If you have a dog that is just, in their fight or flight or their prey mode and they're just barking and pulling, you're pulling it back with all of your might and you don't know you are actually potentially doing your dog real harm. So consider switching to a body harness and clip in the front and they'll pull less.
Learning something new about dogs every day. I'm reminded of something. I've read a meme earlier today. Never ever stop your dog from growling. Growling is a very important part of their communication with you.
Yep.
Growling means they're uncomfortable about something or they're scared of something. And you should never go, stop. You should never stop your dog from growling because you want them to always be communicating with you.
You're
and
so
that's
right.
part of it.
And then they might jump straight to a reaction, Elvis, if they
Yeah, they
learn
may
they
bite.
can't growl. Exactly.
Exactly. Let them growl. We have a whole show based on people who growl. Especially Nate. Back to Nate.
That's right.
Go.
Okay, so in this world where we just sign up online and we just put in our credit card information, every once in a while, just call and try and get somebody on the phone for things like your Wi-Fi subscription or something. I called yesterday. I had a little bit of a problem with my bill. I said, hey, is there a chance this could get any lower? She goes, oh, hang on. Click, 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 click. Oh, there's a promo code right now. I'll apply it. It'll be $25 cheaper a month.
What?
Would not have gotten that had I not physically and called and actually spoken with someone. So maybe do yourself a favor. Actually call and speak to a human and not just do something online. You might get a deal in the process.
Oh.
Safe to say,
Very good.
9 out of 10 times they will reduce it somehow.
Yep.
Yeah. They have the power to do that. Then you ask yourself, well, why don't they just do that anyway? Why do I have to go ask them? Why don't they just keep my bill low? Because they don't make money that way.
Because most people will just pay it, right?
Yep.
So
Mhm.
that's the thought,
Yeah.
I guess.
And there you have it. Coming up, there's a new book out from our friends DJ Envy and Gia Casey. DJ Envy, of course, from the Breakfast Club down the hall. And they have a family. They have kids. And they're saying that no question is off base when it comes to their book and what it's like to raise kids in their house. I can't imagine having kids running around. I mean,
They have a lot.
They have and they do really well with it. So it seems. Maybe the book tells a different story.
They have 6 kids, 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, and so it's 6 different individuals you have to keep up with. I don't know how they do it. I can't even keep up with me. Kids, schnauzers, can't handle it all. Anyway, so DJ Envy and Gia will be on with us in about 30 minutes.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.
Guy Fieri is here, and one of my favorite conversations about diners, drive-ins, and dives is how the show is put together.
Oh, you mean with duct tape and a stick, baling wire?
That feeling of owning your first Mercedes-Benz is hard to believe, but it's real. From the leather stitching to the iconic design, every element of a Mercedes lives up to its reputation. See for yourself at your local dealer. Offers are waiting.
Elvis Duran in the Morning Show.
The moment you wake up.
Elvis Duran in the Morning Show.
We were talking about how DJ Envy and Gia, his wife, coming in to talk about their new book about raising this family. I mean, I'm thinking about my mom and dad when they raised me. They could never write a book about raising me ever. It would be a horror film.
Well, I think that's the good thing about them. Is they really do tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to the family. So. Well,
and then again, I mean, do the kids have a say? I mean, they're like, Dad, no, do not talk about that day you caught me doing that.
I don't know.
I will find out from them. They're on in just a little bit. Let's get some sound in here with Garrett. Garrett!
Good morning, friends. All right, let's start with a talkback we got on our iHeartRadio app, and this one is from our listener, Amanda, who had a dream about us last night.
Yo. No, I'm going to play hooky. Goodbye. All right. Was that a dream?
Felt like one.
What happened?
Huh?
Are we on?
How about now?
Yeah, here it is.
Okay, so you know when you wake up, you hit snooze, sometimes you go back into a crazy dream. Well, this morning, my dream was that I had called the radio station for the very first time and got through, and all of a sudden I was in a game show that Gandhi created that I was not prepared for and didn't know any of the music, and it was terrifying. P.S. Usually I do know most of the songs, but in this dream I did not, and it was awful.
I think we should have her on as a game down the road sometime in the future.
Okay, let's put her on.
Yeah.
Nightmares lead to big riches? I don't know.
Maybe. All right,
What else?
so talking about the Blue Origin trip, Gayle King yesterday was talking to all of her haters.
I really resent that people are calling it a ride. We duplicated the trajectory of Alan Shepard's flight back in the day. No one called that a ride. A ride sounds frivolous. It sounds insignificant. This was a bona fide flight. I'm sorry there are haters. There's always going to be haters.
All right, and let's check in with Scary Jones from yesterday.
I think just call it what it is. It's a fancy amusement park ride to outer space.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. So yesterday, I don't know if you heard about this, but there was a loud noise going on during the Tampa Bay Rays Red Sox game, and this is what it sounded like during the game while on TV.
3-1 ball game now. A little buzz in the ballpark, and it's not the fans. They've halted play, trying to figure out if that buzz will subside. But there's a whistling effect in the sound system.
There we go.
And whatever they
They
had
must
to
have
do.
They must have a wheat stone.
Yeah. All right. And then finally, I didn't know this. So T-Pain actually performed at Coachella over the weekend, and everyone's talking about his performance, including this Tennessee Whiskey cover.
Tennessee whiskey. Oh, baby, you're a sweet, sweet strawberry wine.
Tell you what, that T-Pain, every time he does something new, he has this new sound. He's very talented.
Yeah, agreed.
Excellent. Thank you, Garrett. You're very good about it. Thank you. Hey, let's get into Danielle's report. Danielle. Teeming with lots of things to talk about. What do you want to talk about?
All right, so if you guys watch Cobra Kai, you know the girl who plays Amanda LaRusso, Courtney Hengeler. She is retiring from acting. She says that, you know what? 20 years plus of fighting the good fight in the acting business. I hung up my gloves on Friday. I called my agents and I told them I was tapping out. I no longer wanted to be a cog in the wheel of the machine. So she says she is done.
Wow.
So the other day, Kelsey Ballerini took a little tumble, and then Thomas Rhett took a tumble on the same night. He was doing something closer to home. He was asked by another artist to be a surprise guest at a show in Nashville. And the whole thing was Thomas was supposed to pretend he was in the nosebleed seats, and then he was supposed to get called out and run down to join this guy on stage. It was scripted. The fall was not, and unfortunately, when he fell, he did break his ankle. He did get on stage and perform, and he hobbled up there, but after the fact, we found out it was a broken ankle. So our best goes out to our T-Red. So Call Her Daddy host Alex Cooper's Unwell Productions is about to hit Netflix. They are adapting a 2017 book called Dead Letters, and there was a crazy competition for the film rights to this, and Netflix won it. The film will both star and be executive produced by Lucy Hale. So Alex Cooper is doing great things. So we've been talking about this, Monday's Blue Origin space flight, you know, not the monumental event that it was advertised as. A lot of celebrities have been dumping on it. Some of us in the room have been dumping on it. Now even Wendy's, where we love to eat, they're kind of dumping on it. So Pop Crave, the Twitter account, posted a picture of Katie and said she's returned from space. And then Wendy's dropped a comment saying, can we send her back? So, of course, people were, some people were upset. Some people thought it was very funny. Then Kesha decided to get in on the action. She posted a picture of herself smiling and drinking from a Wendy's cup. Now, Kesha didn't caption the photo, so nobody can be 100% certain that it was a dig at Katie, but be a little coincidental if it wasn't. And if you don't know what Kesha's problem is with Katie, Dr. Luke and Kesha had a lot of issues, and then Katie wound up working with Dr. Luke. So if you don't know that whole story, you may want to Google it. So it's very interesting. But Elvis wants to know why Wendy's has a problem with Katie. Where did that start? So if anybody knows that, please let us know.
Is there something behind that, or they're just being cheeky?
We need to.
I think their account's just hilarious and cheeky.
Yeah.
I think they just took their shot.
It could be. Did you guys see the guy that got naked at Disneyland? He stripped down and he climbed the New Orleans Square section in Disney, California, and it was right by Tiana's Palace from The Princess and the Frog. So it was the kids got a little bit of a scene and a little bit of a special show, and they had to get everybody out of that area for a few minutes and obviously take care of business. But this
there's a naked guy. A naked guy they have to fumigate.
Yeah.
I got to clean this out. He was naked at Disney.
A little strange, but okay. And we have to give a shout out to Wink Martindale's family. If you don't know who Wink Martindale is, he just passed away at 91 years old. He was a really great, he was on radio. He was a game show announcer and game show host. He actually was one of the first people to play Elvis Presley's music on radio, Elvis, in Memphis.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
He came to visit us a couple of years back, and he was such a great and sweet guy. I think he brought his wife with him. He was 91 years old. He passed away, so best going out to his friends and family. So what are we watching? The Masked Singer, Abbott Elementary, Mobland is on, Sherlock and Daughter is on. Tonight's schedule also includes all your Chicago shows, Med, Fire, PD, they're all on. And I wonder if anybody watches those in a row, like bam, bam, bam. maybe they do.
I feel like my mom is the one.
You think so?
Yeah.
God, if you, like all in a row, wouldn't that just drive you insane?
Well, it's 3 hours of of watching them because they're on 3 hours in a row. So I don't know. And that's my Danielle report.
All right. We have time for a quick song. What do you have? Let's sing a song.
Are we going to do Ponder Replay or Piano Man?
Yeah, Ponder Replay, the original Rihanna. That was on your contest this morning.
Yeah.
Or your game. Yeah, believe it or not, 20 years old. It was 20 years old when we met Rihanna in the Caribbean.
Yeah, remember that?
Was it Aruba? Where was that?
No, it was
St. Lucia.
Yeah.
St. Lucia.
Yeah.
If you love the morning show,
Yay.
it's a good idea.
What is going on? What is going on with this thing?
I have no idea. It's got a
Our
mind of its
computer's
own.
lost its mind. Do you have Ponder Replay ready to go?
Yeah, give me a second here. And
All right. What is wrong with our computers? Our computers are all messed up. Okay, at least the Rihanna button's working. Great song.
Good morning.
Elvis Duran
Dear God, what's this woman doing?
and the morning show.
Banking with Capital One helps you keep more money in your wallet with no fees or minimums on checking accounts and no overdraft fees. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
This is Elvis Duran and the morning show.
You know, right down the hallway from where we work every day is this incredible show called The Breakfast Club with DJ Envy. And DJ Envy's here today with his incredible wife and mother of his incredible kids, Gia Casey. Welcome to the show. Let's talk about your new book.
Yes.
This is great.
Thanks for having us. Real life, real family. It's all about family. It's all about our kids.
Okay, but here's what I love, and I want you both to address this. You have 6 children, 6 kids.
Yes.
So you have 6 different screenplays going on here, right? I mean, each child, each one of your kids has unique personalities. They have their own issues, their own strengths, weaknesses. You know, I have 2 schnauzers. I don't have kids. I cannot imagine what it's like to have 6 different entire universes running around your house.
Elvis, yes, you can. You work with so many different people with different personalities, and you know, this one might be mad this day, this one might be upset, this one might come in a little moody. So it's just having different personalities and learning how to deal with each one of those personalities.
Well, I agree with that, but these people you see in this room, they don't live out of my ass pocket. They have their own.
Sometimes, kind of, we do.
Sometimes.
Every now and then.
So Gia, you guys, this is your second book, and so what was it that told you, I think we have enough, and we're ready to put a book out to talk about the ups and downs and the triumphs of having kids in a family?
Well, we have over 2 decades of experience. We have children that range from 3 to 23. So 23, 21, 11, 10, 8, and 3. So we've encountered more than most families because we have so many children, so many different issues, so many different things that come up. So it was very easy to draw from all of that experience. Actually, we had more content to put in the book, but, you know, we had a limited page count.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yes.
Is it completely...
No, go ahead. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so you have a 23-year-old and you have a 3-year-old.
Yes.
Is it completely different how you have to raise this 3-year-old now versus how you had to raise
Absolutely.
a 23-year-old back in the early 2000s?
That was my question, because I'm the youngest of 3 brothers. By the time I came out of the womb, they were like, just, you know, you can eat off the floor. We don't care.
Right, that is true. That does happen.
Yeah.
But they were much more strict with my older brothers. I guess that's where you were going with that, right, Gandhi?
Well, I'm even talking about just the difference in technology and life and how much stuff has changed in the last 20 years.
That's right.
That's the
raising
biggest
that
thing.
23-year-old versus a 3-year-old.
Yeah, there was no social media with our 23-year-old, so she didn't grow up in that age. But our 3-year-old and our 11, 10, and 8 have to grow up with social media, so we have to raise them differently. We have to raise them that they don't go for outside validation, right? When you look for outside validation, that's when the internet and social media can really hurt you, right? So we try to create it that everything comes home. You get validation from home. You get love from home. If there's something wrong, or if there's a problem, we fix it at home. When you start reaching out to social media for validation, we all know social media is an evil place at times and can really hurt people, and people are talking suicide, and people are talking anxiety, and so many of these, you know, quote unquote clinical terms because people can't deal with it. And we try to raise our kids outside of that.
But now to Elvis's question, is a 3-year-old allowed to eat off the floor?
I have to say, when you become a first-time parent, you want to do everything as closely to perfect as you can. I was a super mom. My kids, my first 2 were in 6 activities at a time. I wanted to be everything. I wanted them to do everything. And that's the mentality that a lot of us moms and some dads go into parenting with. By the time that you have a couple of more, let alone 6, you realize it's not that serious. It's not, you're not getting graded on being a parent. Ultimately, what you want to do is raise good people. And that is the focus of our parenting, and that's the focus of our book.
So they can't eat off the floor. We eat together off the floor.
We eat off the floor all the time.
I don't know.
Just kiss it up to God.
I don't know why you're so strict about that. You should let that go. But so being a single parent or 2 parents, a 2-parent family, this isn't only about the growth of your kids. This is about your growth as parents and as people. And at the same time, you're still growing as people. I mean, and so we get to see all this play out. So, Danielle, you've got 2 kids.
Yeah.
So, talk about it.
I want to know, having 6 kids, do they take sides with each other? Like, this one will agree with that one always, and that one will agree with that one, you know what I mean? And then gang up against everybody else?
No, they do a little bit. London does. But the rest of them don't. And the reason I say London doesn't, and we actually love this. So if one of her siblings are getting in trouble, she will stand up for them and start, claiming, protecting them, claiming the case. Well, actually, Dad, you know that you actually said this. And I'm like, whose side are you on? But I love that part of it because they ride for each other, which, this sounds corny. And I always say that we have a mission statement.
Yes, I was going to say, I love your mission statement.
On the back of the book, we have a mission statement. And it's not a statement where we put up in the house and every kid has to read it before they walk in. It's not like that. It's just something that we live by, that the kids always know what it is. And we are a unit. We respect each other. We always have each other's backs. We always uplift each other and point out the good in one another. We represent each other at all times. The purpose of our family is family, fun, and faith. And the last one is we are each other's soft place to land. And we live by that as a family.
And we created that mission statement together as a family.
I love that.
Yes.
What do you do if there's an argument in the house, like especially with 6 kids? How do you get a resolution?
You know something? I don't think that there's ever been a time where there's been a ginormous family argument. I think that most times it's one child may have an issue or a problem and they bring it to us and we deal with each child individually. But I really can't remember a time where there's been a family disagreement.
Not at all.
In hearing you tell these stories, and this is not the first time you've been on, and you talked about your family. You make it sound really, really, really cool and really, really calm. There's got to be those moments, those edgy, revved up moments that you're going to share in this book, so people can go, okay, I can sometimes relate with that as well. Where things do get crazy. How do you combat the crazy?
Well, I would say this. My dad is ex-retired NYPD and ex-military, so he raised me as his way or the highway, right? I didn't have an option. It was like, Dad, can I go out? No, that was it. Gia raises, we raised the kid, and I get it more from Gia, is more patience, right? She explains why. You can't go to the mall. Well, why can't I? Well, you can't go to the mall because there's going to be a lot of teenagers there. It's a Friday. It's this. She explains to kids everything. So that develops trust. So now when we say no, we don't want them to go, it's no longer why not. They be like, well, if my parents don't want them to go, there is a reason. And to answer your question, probably one of the craziest things, and I don't know what I can say on this show based on what I can say on the Breakfast Club, but could you imagine if your 8-year-old son comes home and says, hey, we found a bloody prophylactic at my friend's house, and we had to explain that.
Oh.
Okay. Thank God you did.
Okay.
But Gia had to explain that one. But that was the sex talk.
Wait, how do you decide what you tackle and what Gia tackles?
I ran.
I was left behind, so I had no choice.
Gia is on.
There was no one else to do it.
My daughter and my son came home talking about a bloody what?
Yeah. I don't know.
What's the bathroom?
I love that. Here's the thing.
You love that? You love that?
So you say that Gia, you have the patience to explain things. My parents the reasoning would be because I told you so. I'm like, no.
Same. Right.
There's got to be explanation. Well, obviously they didn't want to take the time at that time, but patience. All right, that's got to push your patience from time to time.
I'm a patient
No?
person. No.
Wow.
I'm a patient person. That might be my superpower. So
There you go.
And I'm so accustomed to giving that time and giving that attention that it's my second nature. Hell, it might be my first nature. So no, and to be honest, I'm genuinely interested in my kids. I'm genuinely interested. It's so easy for me to sit down and have an hour or 2 hour long conversation about their day. Every day that they come home, I ask them, well, what was the best part of your day? And what was the worst part of your day? And what's one kind thing that you did for someone else? And within those 3 questions, I get a lot of stories. I get a lot of stories. And when children feel paid attention to, they feel loved. Because when you think about it, it doesn't matter if you're a man, a woman, or a child. The most addictive thing in this world is attention.
Yeah.
And whether people say it out loud or not, it's the thing that they crave the most. So when you give a child attention, the way that they light up from within, when you lean in and you ask them questions and you actively listen and you seem enthusiastic about what they're saying and you laugh at their jokes, they become confident. They become low stress. And it's not just children. Your adult friends, the same thing. Sit at a dinner table across from a friend, and when they tell you a story or they're trying to get an idea across to you, actively listen and see how it feeds them. It's no different with children, but it's more significant with them because they're just starting to learn themselves and develop their personalities and develop their confidence. So that's what we try to teach people in this book.
I think you need your own book, Gia, the Book of Patience.
Well, I don't know. See, I got to tell you, you're calming me down
Right?
just listening to
She has
you.
that voice, that calming voice.
Let me remind everyone, DJ Envy and, of course, Gia Casey are here. The book, it's brand new yesterday. It was born yesterday. It's called Real Life, Real Family. That's what we're talking about. And there you have it. So I keep saying, Gandhi, let's have a kid. Come on, let's just see what happens.
She said no.
It would be a great way to secure the bag, but I don't think I can do it because I'm not so patient. I feel like there would be a moment at Target where I light this kid up and just scream at them about something, and somebody takes a picture, and then we're all screwed. You know? Like Elvis Duran's baby mama is a horrible person.
I will say this. When it comes to kids, of course, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, and there will be times where your child may try to test you. And if we've had a couple situations, Rashawn has had one outside of a Modell's once, where our oldest daughter Madison, when she was about 10, tried to show off in front of one of her friends, and it didn't end very well with her. So what you said about Target, if I'm in a public place with my child and they are even teetering on anything disrespectful, I will reprimand them right there in Target in front of whoever is watching, whoever is listening. You're going to understand that you're going to get it no matter what the audience is, because you're never going to feel as though you're in a safe space to disrespect me because people are around.
Wow.
I don't suffer embarrassment.
Yes.
I don't suffer from embarrassment.
That is amazing.
It's
What
very
you just said
important.
is a very powerful thing you just said. I'm paraphrasing. I will never, ever be in a space where you will feel safe making me feel like crap.
Yes.
No, yeah. I'm going to use that with these guys here.
See, I safe space to disrespect
I
me.
did the opposite. When my kid was acting up in Target, I remember going, okay, I took him, I threw him over my shoulder. I was very calm. I walked out. I'm sure they had that on camera, me walking out with him over my shoulder. And then as soon as I put him in the car and I closed the door, I'm like, what the
No, they would have gotten that what the blah 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 right in aisle 13.
There you go.
Because I'm going to turn that embarrassment around on you, and
Yeah.
you are going to know that should you dare to speak to me in a tone or be disrespectful, you are going to be thoroughly embarrassed, and mommy doesn't give a bleep.
I feel like if you do it
on behalf of
yeah.
on behalf of all of us shopping at Target, we appreciate the
Yes.
show. Go ahead, Danielle. I'm sorry.
I know. I just feel like if you do it the way she does it, like they get it right away. They're like,
Correct.
"Oh, I want
Yes.
that to happen again."
It always starts with the we do not do this. We don't do this. My oldest Madison, she got it at 2 years old the first time that she threw a tantrum. I picked her up, I shook her, and I said, we do not do this. She never threw another tantrum. And now my 3-year-old, it's taking a couple more, times to pick her up, but she's starting to get it. And it's always spoken in a we, not you. This is our family.
Wow.
We are a unit. We represent each other. So everything refers back to this meaningful family that you come from.
That's right.
So Scary had a question. The very last on this team that will ever be a father.
Thank God. I just want to know, what does grocery shopping look like for you guys? And do you guys have to make compromises?
Woo, baby.
And how much is their bill, typically?
Just straight out ask us. Don't be shy.
People in this family.
I'll be honest. Gia's not allowed to go grocery shopping.
This is true. This is true.
No, she's not
This
allowed.
This is not comedy.
She picks everything that nobody eats. She just wants to try stuff all the time. So she is not allowed to go grocery
Snack
shopping.
queen.
That's right.
See, I would love that.
Yeah.
Right. So she is not allowed. So I go grocery shopping usually with my oldest daughter. It's like our bonding time.
Yes.
We have certain times with, each individual kids, but that is our bonding time. And we love to cook. Like, we are a cooking family. So when Gia doesn't cook, me and my daughter, we cook together. We cook on Sundays. Gia cooks certain meals, but we like to cook. But to ask you, we have to go every week. And the biggest thing is water and juice.
Excuse me, you're not answering the question. He said, how much is the grocery bill? Don't try to escape the question.
It ranges from, I would say, about $900 to $1,500 a week.
That's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people, and it's a lot and play dates.
Yes.
And if
we
Gia-
host a lot of play dates.
If Gia goes to the store, it's twice that much.
Yes.
And I don't know about you, but as they get older, they eat more. Like my two boys now, I'm like, what? I don't have anything left. You ate it all. It's crazy.
Yes, my 21-year-old boy who plays football at
Yeah.
UMiami, he eats 2 entrees.
Disrespectful.
Every sitting, 2 entrees.
Yes.
It's 2
Well, so
ribeye
does Scary.
steaks.
Scary does the same thing.
Scary never grew up.
All right. Well, look, I'm glad you spent time with us. The reaction and response on text is really, really positive and awesome.
Yay.
Obviously, we know why, because just a moment with Envy and Gia is always a nice, I feel so calm, relaxing moment.
Yep.
The book is called Real Life, Real Family. People also saying they want to hear it on Audible. It's already produced and ready to go.
It's ready to
All
go.
right.
You can get it today on Amazon. We narrate it, and for the Audible, there is bonus content where,
Of course.
a friend of ours, who's actually our business manager, her name is Mercedes. She interviewed our kids without us being there.
Without us there.
That's
awesome. Good.
Yes.
So she interviews all the kids.
So you get their perspective. You get
Yes.
the truth from the kids.
You get the truth. Yes.
Okay, DJ and V, Gia, thank you so much. Real life, real family.
Such a happy room. Thank you for having us.
It is. All right, we'll be back right after this.
The Brooklyn Boys Podcast.
I want to read this next one because he gave us 2 stars out of 5. How's your corned beef? It's real good. Take another bite. Okay, well, what is his review of our podcast?
Abe77.
Yeah.
Abe says, stop eating during the podcast, dummies.
Listen to the Brooklyn Boys Podcast on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Elvis Duran and the Morning Show.
All right, show's done. Let's get out of here. Till next time, say peace out, everybody.
Peace out, everybody.